Hi there, I'm with two mechanics from VPD Racing. I'm with Will, who mechanics Christopher Drayspring in seniors, and Robert, who mechanics Mick Wieshofer in DD2s. Hi guys, welcome. How's it going today so far?
Not so bad at the moment. We'll see how the qualifying goes, and obviously then you can ask me again.
and Robert?
The last session was very good, I think.
Cool. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of an interview with a twist here. We're going to get you to answer some questions about each other. So the first question is, Will, can you describe Robert in one word?
Hard. If I could have two words, I'd say hard-working.
Okay, and same question, Robert?
Will? For me, William is 100% man. Cool. For me, that's it.
Cool. And how fast can Robert change a set of tyres?
Probably under a minute, well under a minute.
And is that a good time?
That's very good, yeah. I think the world record's something like 24 seconds or something, so I think anywhere under a minute is respectable. So yeah.
Fair enough. And Robert, what about Will?
13 seconds, I don't know.
Okay, next question. Will, does Robert have a guilty pleasure you can tell us about?
He likes a nice creme brulee.
And same question to you, Robert.
Will? What? Chocolate. He eats always many chocolates.
Okay, cool. And we're going to change it up now. This is a question directly for you, Will, and then for Robert. What's the biggest problem you've had to deal with as a mechanic over a race weekend?
Just an overall lack of pace, really. It's obviously you're always under pressure to perform. The driver wants to do well. You want to do well for the driver. Always the parents are in the background asking the questions and pushing. So I think it's just the general pressure of just the job and wanting to arrive at the front and fulfil your expectations for the weekend, really.
And Robert, same to you. What's the biggest problem you've had to deal with?
Now, this weekend, I think the weather is very hard and very hard for the engines, for the materials, for the peoples, for the drivers. This is very hard. Inside the tent, 50 degrees, I think this is not easy.
Okay, and the final question to answer for each other, and I couldn't really have an opinion on this because I've never seen either of you drive around in a kart, but who would you say the better driver is out of the two of you?
I'd say I probably am.
Robert?
Maybe William. No.
So you agree with Will? Maybe he's a better driver?
Yeah.
Maybe
we need to have a mechanics race just to confirm.
Well, there you go. We need a mechanics race, and we need a tyre changing challenge as well to see. Maybe you can get your own back there, Robert. So, but thanks guys for joining us, and good weekend. Have a good weekend. Okay, so I'm with two of the mechanics from Curb Racing. I'm with John and Jean-Marie. So thanks for joining me, guys. You're going to be answering questions about each other. So well, let's see how it goes. First question, I'll start with you, John. Yeah. About Jean-Marie. Can you describe him in one word?
Awkward.
Well, let's find out if that's true then. Jean-Marie, can you describe John in one word?
I don't know the word in English, but têtu in French.
What does that mean?
Thickhead.
Okay, fair enough. John, how quick can Jean-Marie change a set of tyres?
Faster than me, I think.
Any kind of time?
I don't know, I've never timed ourselves, never done the challenge, so...
I think it's about time you did. Jean-Marie, how quick can John change a set of tyres?
I don't know. He's very, very slow, I think.
So maybe not the best team for changing tyres then, but maybe we'll set up a competition for you one day. So okay, John, on Jean-Marie, does he have a guilty pleasure you'd like to tell us about? Or in fact, not like to tell us about, you would like to tell us about, and he would
watch this, and it's better not to talk about that.
Maybe one that's okay for everyone to hear.
He likes to be hard on the drivers.
And that's guilty pleasure?
Could be.
You're being very generous. Maybe Jean-Marie might be...
No, he's a good guy too.
Oh, we're being very generous to each other here. Very, very generous. Okay, and the final question. John, who's the better driver?
Out of us two?
Yeah.
Me.
Jean-Marie, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes! That's happened twice now. Why?
I don't know.
So I'm here with two mechanics from Dan Holland Racing. I'm here with Danny, who mechanics Jordan Brown Nutley in seniors, and I'm here with Russell and new mechanic Barry Pullinger in DD2. So they're going to be answering questions about each other. They don't know the questions, so yeah, this could be quite interesting. Danny, I'll start with you. You're going to be answering about Russell. Can you describe him in one word?
Blunt.
Blunt, okay. And Russell?
Happy.
Well, that answer really doesn't reflect the first question. The next question is, how quick can Russell change a set of tyres?
About 2 minutes, probably. On a good day.
2 minutes, is that a good time? Or?
No, not really. His brother beats him.
He was the world champion, wasn't he? Or he won at the world finals?
Yeah, Sean was the world champion. He beat me that time.
And how quick can Danny change a set of tyres?
10 to 15 minutes, depending on the day.
Oh, that is disappointing. Okay, and next question is, does Russell have a guilty pleasure? Keep it clean.
It's probably not the best thing to say on air, but no, if his driver's in the top 5, you don't stop hearing about it for about a good 2 to 3 hours.
And Danny's?
A big pudding, really, as you can tell.
Fair enough. And what's the biggest problem you've had to see Russell deal with on a race weekend?
To decide what to have for lunch. He's quite laid back, to be honest.
Yeah. So what would it usually be then?
I'd usually go for a bit of pasta, probably, or the biggest burger on the menu. That's what he's intending to have this week.
And payback time, Russell?
Danny likes to have a flat with a few engine changes. He's done a few this week, so he's a hard worker.
Cool. And who is the better racer? Who was the better racer?
I'd say in my heyday I had the edge on Russ. We've done a few pro kart races together and I beat him every time.
Is that true?
I wouldn't say he's won everyone, but he is probably better in his prime.
Right, well, thanks guys, and yeah, thanks for joining me for quite an odd interview. Cheers. Cheers. Hi there, I'm with two mechanics from VPD Racing. I'm with Will, who mechanics Christopher Drayspring in seniors, and Robert, who mechanics Mick Wieshofer in. So for the viewers on the live stream there, then just watching our feature with 3 sets of mechanics, we got them to answer some questions about each other. It was a nice little feature. Will be on the Telemundi Media YouTube channel as well, so do check it out. But now for the viewers join us on the live stream, and thank you for joining us. Just seeing then the junior drivers getting ready to go out for their first heat, and the top 15 drivers running the new anti-hit device system. We were in the pit lane earlier when they were fitting those for the very first time, so I'm sure that will be a feature you'll see at some point over the weekend on the live stream, and it will be available on the YouTube channel as well. So first up, it's going to be the first heat then for the junior class. On pole position is going to be Mark Kimber, the number 7 for Strawberry Racing from Great Britain, trying to get second in the championship. The championship's already been won by his teammate Axel Charpentier, who will be here tomorrow just to watch and collect his championship trophy. Alongside him is going to be Dylan Byes, the number 74 Dutch driver. He's going to be just alongside Mark Kimber. On row 2, it's going to be Enzo Valent and Lucas Dunner. Enzo Valent in the 55, French driver, and Lucas Dunner, the number 14. Jean Nomblot and Killian Mayer are on row 3. Killian did a track guide with us, which we'll play over the weekend as well. He did that with us on Friday. Joe Phillips and Tamino Bergmeyer are on row 4. Laurie Lepper and Hannes Morin are on row 5. Glenn Van Berlo and Phil Doer are row 6. Antoine Percival and Kamenek Artsemi are on row 7. On the inside of row 8 is Hugo Anderson, and they're the 15 drivers running the anti-hit device system, the system that detects any contact being made to the rear bumper of the kart, running the system, 2 sensors placed on the rear bumper. This is the first time the anti-hit device system being used. It's going to be used in the junior class only. There's the 3-minute board then, which means all the mechanics are now going to have to say their last words of wisdom to the drivers and clear the grid. And now the drivers have 3 minutes on the grid just on their own to get themselves prepared for the first heat. Some drivers like to get in the karts very early. Some like to wait a little bit longer. Ollie Caldwell there just jumping in the kart. He is starting down the field actually on the inside of row 9, but we didn't complete the grid. Hugo Anderson was where we got to. He's on the inside of row 8. Arnold Malizia is going to be on the outside of row 8. Then it's Ollie Caldwell and Ryan McDermott, Clement Theobald and Leonie Claude, are going to be row 10. Conor McCarthy and Andre Walter are row 11. Henry Jung and Pepin Krejeveld are row 12. Then it's Adam Smalley and Laszlo Toth who had a problem in warm-up. Laszlo just breaking down, just heading up towards the last corner and had to push the kart back to the pits. Jasin Ferati rounds out the field then. 27 drivers out there. In warm-up this morning, it was Glenn Van Berlo who was quickest from Lucas Dunner, Mark Kimber, Dylan Byers, Hugo Anderson, Ollie Caldwell, Conor McCarthy, Adam Smalley, Joe Phillips, and Hannes Moran rounded out the top 10. So all the drivers then in the kart, some of the mechanics just standing behind some of the drivers that are going to be on the inside of the grid. And very shortly we will be seeing the karts roll out onto the circuit for the warm-up laps, and then we'll be straight into the first heat. It'll be a 8-lap race, as will all the junior heat races. Weather very, very nice. It's been very hot so far this week. It's been touching 40 degrees over the practice days. Today feels like it's going to be no different. Still very, very warm, and drivers certainly will be feeling that sitting in the karts at the moment. But Mark Kimber then, he's going to be right at the front of the field, the number 7, alongside Dylan Byers. Well, one's to watch for down the order. Well, one's going to be Conor McCarthy, because he went a lot quicker in warm-up this morning. Adam Smalley, likewise. You'd also have to say Glenn Van Berlo from the outside of row 6 is more than capable of moving forward. See what Laszlo Toth can do. Karts are now out onto the circuit, and well, for the viewers at home, you'll now be able to see the grid on your screen. So let's run through it one more time. It's Kimber on pole position, Dylan Byers second, Enzo Valent is third, fourth is Lucas Dunner, and it's Jean Nomblot and Killian Meyer on row 3. So there is Mark Kimber then leading the karts round. Dylan Byers is just behind him. They're just at the far part of the circuit now. Then they go into the flat out right-hander. This the hardest corner, I'd say. It's you got to turn right, brake, and then you've got to turn left. But it's Killian Meyer's favourite corner, he said. Could use runoff area on the exit. They're just going through the last corner now, and they're going to get one more roll-up lap. You can see the tram lines. They'll be in those for the start next time. Joe Phillips and Tamino Bergmeyer on row 4. Laurie Lepper and Hannes Morin on row 5. Glenn Van Berlo and Phil Doer are on row 6. As the karts make their way down the back straight, you'll notice a few years ago they used to use that chicane. They don't use it anymore. Straight down now, down to the what is almost a very long hairpin. Opens up for more overtaking. And now the pace being slowed by Mark Kimber and Dylan Byers Antoine Percival and Kamenek Artsemi on row 7, Hugo Anderson and Arnold Malizia on row 8. Then it's Ollie Caldwell and Ryan McDermott, Clement Theobald and Leonie Claude. Then it's Conor McCarthy and Andre Walter, Henry Jung and Pepin Krejeveld, Adam Smalley and Laszlo Toth. Then it's Jasin Ferati on row 14. So Mark Kimber just slowing the pace down. He's there at the front. Dylan Byes is alongside him. Mark Kimber in the green and white bodywork, the Tony Kart livery, and Dylan Byes in the sort of orange and white livery. Will we get away first time? Will they all get through the first few corners safely? This the first race of the weekend. It's the Junior Max heat number 1. Mark Kimber to the inside, then Dylan Byes is to the outside. They look nice and steady, actually, and we're going to get away first time, I believe we are. Mark Kimber moves across immediately to cover off any challenges from Dylan Byes. I think Dylan Byes has lost a place. He now slots into third, so I think that was Enzo Valente gaining a place as they head through turn number 2. Not all the carts through safely. One of the carts has come off. Not too sure who that was, but they get going again. We'll be able to confirm that next time. Now, Dylan Byes regains second down towards the far hairpin. All of this allowing Mark Kimber to get a 3-cart length lead as they head towards the far part of the circuit. So it's Mark Kimber, Dylan Byes, Enzo Valente. Change for 5th place there. Now, who was that? Was that Killian Meyer maybe making a place as they going to head up towards the back straight? I think it was Killian Meyer going through to 5th place. It was there in the CRG, the number 26. Dylan Byes now trying to close in on Mark Kimber. He's dropped Enzo Valente as they head round the last corner for the first time. They're going to have 7 more laps to go as they cross the line. Mark Kimber leads, Dylan Byes second, then it's Valente, Dunner, Meyer, Nomblo, Bergmeyer, Phillips. Glenn Van Berlo has moved up 2 places, as has Phil Doer. And have we had a change for third? I think we have. So Lucas Dunner goes through to 3rd place. You'll see on the screens. Mark Kimber now being challenged by Dylan Byes as they head down towards the hairpin. Dylan Byes being patient. Clearly he wants to slot in, but Killian Meyer's just made a move. You saw it on the screens. Killian Meyer up the inside into 4th place. And he is on a charge in the early stages of this first heat. More moves being made then into the far hairpin, just off the, just further back in the order. We're seeing the 2 leaders on the screen at the moment, but there was a couple of moves further back being made. Dylan Byes currently trying to work with Mark Kimber here. Will be giving you the gaps as they cross the line next time, but we've got a lead pair, and then we've got 3rd place trying to hunt them down, and Killian Meyer as well. So it's Mark Kimber from Dylan Byes who sets a new fastest lap, 63.6, then 6 tenths behind. Oh, and a change for lead then. So Dylan Byes takes the lead away from Mark Kimber. 6 tenths behind then is Lucas Dunner and Killian Meyer, but that gap has now come down. So it's a lead quartet as we head down the back straight down towards the hairpin. Is Mark Kimber going to try and come back up the inside of Dylan Byes? More moves being made behind. You can see it on your screens now. Just lower down in the order of the top 10. So it's Byes, Kimber, Dunner, Meyer. How long will the order stay like that for as the carts now head down towards what is Killian Meyer's favourite corner on the circuit? You've got to brake and turn right at the same time, then turn left. Very tricky corner. Mark Kimber now on the toe looks stronger than Dylan Byes. So in the juniors, when we were on the grid in qualifying yesterday, the juniors telling us that the toe can give you 2 or 3 tenths round here. Dylan Byes gets his head down, and you could see there 3rd place Lucas Dunner just telling Killian Meyer to follow him. Dunner tried to go up the inside of Mark Kimber. There was a change for 5th place. That was Glenn Van Berlo going past Jean Nomblo. So Glenn Van Berlo moving forward very nicely. He's now gained 6 places. He's into 5th. The gap to the top 4 is 1.1 seconds. It may have extended ever so slightly with the move made at turn number 2. Oh, and there's move being made further back down the field. We've got our static camera down the and no, 2 carts have come together in the mid-pack. Oh, that's a shame. 2 carts have run off. I don't think one of them's going to be able to get going again. And that's a real shame. Driver now out the cart. Let's confirm the full order when they cross the line next time. Well, we've already lost Malizia and Claude down at turn 2. So the full order then, it's Dylan Byes, Mark Kimber, Lucas Dunner, Killian Meyer, Glenn Van Berlo, who sets a new fastest lap, Jean Nomblo, then it's Bergmeyer, Lepper, Doer, Anderson, McCarthy, and third place there, under pressure, Killian Meyer trying to go through. Hugo Anderson 10th, then it's McCarthy, Percival, Caldwell, Valent, Phillips, Smalley. Smalley's gained 9 places, as is Laszlo Toth. Then it's Art Semi. Plenty of drivers moving forward then. So Adam Smalley and Laszlo Toth working together very nicely. Jung is in 19th, and it's Krejeveld who's gained 4. Ferrati has gained around 6 or 7 places. Then it's Walter, Thibault, Morin has dropped down the order. McDermott is out the race, so potentially that was the driver who came off then towards the far end of the circuit. He's now classified in 25th, and we lost Claude and Malizia on the first lap down at turn 2. But we have 4 for the lead. Let's see what the gap is between Killian Meyer in 4th and Glenn Van Berlo in 5th. Well, it's just under 9/10 of a second. Oh, and you can see some defending on the screens there. Lucas Dunner becoming very concerned about his 3rd place. We've had 5 laps gone already. And Lucas Dunner, well, that does surprise me. I'd expect him to try. He keeps giving the push signal to Killian Meyer, but the problem is he's defending. Laurie Lepper, new fastest lap. You just saw it on your screen. 62.924 for Laurie Lepper, who is currently in 8th place and is around 3/10 behind Tamino Bergmeyer. Down towards the back straight they go then. Dylan Byes looking comfortable at the moment in junior terms anyway. He's got 3 kart lengths lead. Oh, and Killian Meyer is starting to become impatient in 3rd place. He wants to get past Lucas Dunner, but Lucas Dunner has been able to cover any challenges off successfully so far. Glenn Van Berlo is there in 5th place, looks over his shoulder to see Jean Nomblo in 6th place. Then it is Laurie Lepper and Tamino Bergmeyer, not in that order. Oh, and a change further back off screen. That was, I think, maybe Hugo Anderson losing a place to Ollie Caldwell. Well, Hugo Anderson's going to regain the place down at turn up. Oh, and right further down the order, we've had some contact. 2 drivers have come off. I can't confirm who they are just yet. Oh, but I think we've had a lead change. I think Kimber's back in the lead. You would have saw it on your screen before I did. Kimber now leads then, and trying to go just at the right time here. He's trying to time his race to perfection. Now he defends into the penultimate corner. Dylan Byes is going to have to be careful. Oh, and Dylan Byes is going to try up the inside into the last corner. Well, they head down the start-finish straight to complete lap number 7, or to start lap number 7 rather. And well, I'm getting all confused here. It's all going off. Oh, and Mark Kimber over defends. Dylan Byes goes round the outside. It's the last lap, and Dylan Byes has retaken the lead. So Kimber over defending. It's all getting bunched up for 3rd place now. Killian Meyer has come through to 3rd. I think Lucas Dunner is 4th place, and well, all of a sudden, Dylan Byes all the way around the outside at turn 2. Mark Kimber will be kicking himself at the end of this race because I don't think he's got enough time to catch up. We're on the last lap of the race, down towards the far part of the circuit. Killian Meyer is there in 3rd place. They head down towards the back straight then. Dylan Byes goes left now. The short run down to the hairpin. There he goes into the hairpin. You can see him on your screen. There's the battle for 3rd then. It's Killian Meyer, Lucas Dunner, and I think Enzo Valent. But Killian Meyer is going to hold on. The win, though, up the road is going to go to Dylan Byes with that fantastic move around the outside. He punches the air as he comes across the line. Mark Kimber finishes in 2nd place. Killian Meyer finishes 3rd. 4th place, is going to be Lucas Dunner. Then it's Jean Nomblo in 5th. Glenn Van Berlo gains 5 places to finish 6th. Tamino Bergmeyer finishes 7th. Laurie Lepper is 8th. Hugo Anderson gains 6 places to finish 9th. And then it's Phil Doer. Ollie Caldwell was 11th. On your screens, you can see the drivers just slowing down now. They'll make their way back towards the pits. 12th was Joe Phillips. Then it's Antoine Percival, Conor McCarthy, Adam Smalley, Laszlo Toth. Smalley and Toth gaining 10 places each. Conor McCarthy in 14th gained 7, as did Pepin Krejeveld in 17th. And it was Artsemi, Thibault, Valent, Ferrati, Morin, Walter, Jung. We lost Jung from the race. Did Claude and Malazzi, and we lost Ryan McDermott, the Canadian, as well. The fastest lap at the end went to Jean Nomblo with a 62.819, but the win in the first junior heat has gone to Dylan Byes. He started on the outside of the front row. The driver's then just heading into the pit lane. He takes the win from Mark Kimber in 2nd. Killian Meyer was 3rd. Lucas Dunner was 4th place, and you can just see the last 3 drivers on your screens then. Not classified, unfortunately, for McDermott, Claude or Malizia.